Hi, welcome to a nice little wind down evening yoga flow. I'm Sasha with I Do Yoga. So let's get started in child's pose today. Buddy. So bringing those toes together, knees open out toward the outer edge of your mat, and just have a seat. This is just going to be a nice little wind down for your day. So begin to start bringing that intention to your breath. And if your mind is wandering and racing after the events of your day, just let it go. No matter if you labeled it as a good day or a bad day, let's just not think about it right now. Let's give ourselves this time on our mat to just be. Making those breaths even on the inhale and the exhale. And if your mind begins to wander, just bringing it back to the breath that's always here for us to remind us to come back to the present moment. And now begin to take those hands over and walk them over to the left side of your mat, just feeling a nice stretch in the right side of your body. And then slowly begin to walk those hands over to the right side of the mat, feeling the stretch on the left side. And then bringing both hands back to center, keeping those hands activated this time. Head off the ground perhaps. Taking one last inhale here. Exhale to come up to all fours. Straighten those knees so that we have a nice tabletop alignment. And from here, just start to dip your belly down and then up to the sky, kind of like we're a concrete truck where we've got that big barrel that's rolling. So just start barreling and rolling that midsection to one side. It's okay to bend those elbows, just finding some fluidity. Maybe you sit a lot during the day and we get rigid and we're not moving. So it's just good to be able to move in a way that feels instinctually good. Just allowing that spine to drop down and curve. And then when you're ready, let's take it the opposite direction. So whatever way you were going, let's just reverse that. Then make one more revolution and then come to find that nice stable tabletop once again. From here, let's extend our right foot to the back of the mat. And so toes will be curled of your right foot and then just leaving that left knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Making sure that right hand is under your right shoulder. Let's inhale our left fingertips up to the sky, twisting to the left. Exhale, threading that left hand under the right Left shoulder to the ground, finding a nice shoulder stretch variation. And if you want a little more, you can always bring that right hand up and around your waist to really open that right shoulder open to the sky. Taking one more inhale to open the chest here. Exhale if you're in that bind, releasing slowly the right hand down to the ground. And then coming up and out of that stretch, releasing the left fingertips to the ground, rebending that right knee, this time extending the left behind us. Left toes curled, left hand strong on the ground. Inhale, right fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, your right hand under the left, right shoulder to the ground. Head can fall to the floor. And then if you're okay there and you want more, inhaling the left fingertips up to the sky, wrapping that left hand around your waist. Pulling that left shoulder up and open. And then remembering that nice and steady breath. Inhale one more breath here. Exhale, slowly releasing the left hand down to the ground. Coming back up into that tabletop position, so slowly coming out of there. Once you get here, let's tuck those toes under and let's come up to a downward facing dog. While this isn't going to be a really active class tonight, it's not going to be a strong power yoga, but we are going to throw a few downward facing dogs in there. Just take a moment. If you need to move around, just like I said, loosen up any kinks and make sure the poses can be fluid today. We're going for, moving in any way that your body needs to after the day that you've had. So just kind of play around with it. Feel what feels good to you. And then if just staying stationary feels good, that's okay too. Just taking a moment to find some solace in this pose. So often in the power yoga poses or classes, we don't have a long time to appreciate staying in a pose like this. And now is our chance. Taking one last inhale here. Let's just start to walk those feet toward the top of the mat to come in between your hands. And once you get here, let's have our feet be hip width apart. So like you could put two fists in between your feet. And then coming up halfway, so let's have our hands on our shins or on the ground, inhaling to come halfway up, and then exhale to fall forward to the ground, head toward the ground, just releasing the neck muscles. Again, inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale down. One more time, let's get some extension on the inhale. Really extend that spine. Exhale, falling forward. Once we're here, let's take our right knee and bend it, and then leaving that left leg long. We'll take the right hand and grab behind your left ankle. Left fingertips will rise high to the sky, twisting to the left. One more inhale, open here. Exhale, hand down to the ground. Let's get that on the other side by bending the left leg, lengthening the right. Left hand grabs behind the right ankle. Right fingertips up to the sky. Twisting to the right. One more inhale, opening up here. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Let's inhale to come halfway up once more. Exhale, releasing your head down. This time we inhale to rise all the way up to a nice, tall, strong posture. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Let's take an inhale, taking our arms up to the sky. And exhale, falling just like raindrops, slowly falling down to the ground. No rush. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Stepping back, just walking your feet back into downward facing dog. And from here, let's come down to our knees, so finding a tabletop. Let's inhale for a cow here, keeping those toes tucked. And then exhale to come into cat. And once you come into cat, let's bring it into a downward facing dog since those toes are still tucked. We'll do that again. Dropping the knees down. Inhaling for cow, keeping those toes tucked. Exhale, spine toward the ceiling for cat. And then pulling up back into downward facing dog. We'll do one more of those. Inhaling here. Exhale, releasing those toes down to the ground, toes tucked. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for cat. And then coming up into downward facing dog. From here, take an inhale. And exhale, just walk those toes to the front of the mat. Once we get here, opening those feet to 45-degree angle to the outer edges of your mat. Maybe give those hips a little wiggle back and forth because you know where we're going with this one. So let's sit down into the yogic squat malasana. Bottom to the ground. Feel free to have a block. You can sit a block here under your bottom. So your hips are going to open, toes will be pointing out. Hands can go in between to help assist those knees in opening further. And just bowing that chin slightly down so that we're not craning our neck looking up. So at this moment, we'll just keep our head down just a little bit down. Eyes can be open or closed. So let's just start to rock right and left. So just taking some slow movements. If you need to have your hands down in front of you, that might make you feel more stable. Just start to do that. Just start twisting those legs and moving it in different ways. Just opening up that hip joint. Again, just making today be about fluidity. Losing some of the rigidity of the day and just letting it go. So just open it up in whatever way feels good for you. Just follow your instincts and then give your body what it needs. And then maybe coming back to center. So finding a nice stable base once more. And from here, let's just move our head. Let's just take our head down, side to side maybe. And then maybe looking up, maybe just rolling your head in circles. Just go with whatever feels good. Remembering to go in both directions. And then now let's release those fingertips down to the ground and come out of this. So let's just stand back up and then slowly walk those toes back in towards center, leaving some space in between your feet again. Let's take our fingertips and slide them under the bottoms of your feet if you can reach. And then if not, you can just have your hands down wherever. But if this feels good, you can do this, or you can always grab your toes. And again, if that's not accessible, just place your hands somewhere so that you can just release the top of your body. So with your hands under your feet, coming into gorilla, we're just gonna take a nice inhale here, finding some length, and then exhale, let everything just melt down. Let it all go, let the day go, let the thoughts go for now. And then come back to that breath. And then from here, maybe start to wiggle those hips. Again, bringing in some of that movement we don't often do in some of our other power yoga classes because we're so concerned with our form, and that is good, but there's also a time for just having that freedom to move in a way that feels good to you. So just allow some movement to come in. And then coming back to center. Let's pause here. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, let's release those hands down to the ground. Another inhale here. Exhale, let it go. And on the next inhale, bringing those hands up to your hips. Inhale to come all the way up. And then hands towards center. Now let's inhale, hands will reach high up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the ground. And then from here, let's inhale to come up to halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Inhale to come all the way up. This time on the exhale, let's open up to the right and just find a twist to the right. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, opening to the left. Inhale, hands up to the sky. And then exhale, falling forward once again. And then inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, opening to the right, twisting, right arm behind, left arm in front. Inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, let everything fall to the ground one more time. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, down to the ground. Inhale, hands up to the sky. And then exhale, let your hands come through center. From here, having our feet be hip width apart, we're going to start to come into a ragdoll. So hands will be down by your side, letting everything just be loose. And we're going to tilt our head to the left, and we're going to start coming down the left side of our body. So just let everything drop very gently and very slowly, and not forcing it either. So just let it fall where it may, and then sweeping across the front, and then coming up the right side very slowly. So with this movement, it's slow, steady, and you're just let everything fall. So head can fall to the back, and then start the process all over, going down the left side and coming up the right in your own time, and just making sure that you're not forcing anything. Not your breath, not your movements, not your muscles. Try to let everything be relaxed. This is a great time to close your eyes. If it feels steady for you, go ahead and close those eyes and just take in the moment. making one more revolution. Once you find yourself to the top, we're just going to start going down the right side of the body. So tilting your head to the right, coming down the right side. Again, if your mind is wandering, just bring it back to this present moment, especially with a pose like this. It's so nice to just be present and enjoy a class like this in a moment like this. Let's go for one more revolution. One more time around the block. And then once you get back up to standing, let's just pause here. So find a nice mountain pose. Palms facing open, feet are nice and grounded on the floor. Shoulders are up and rolled back. Finding that nice posture. And slowly blink those eyes open. And let's come to sit down, have a seat, and then we're gonna come into a straddle stretch. So taking those feet to the outer edges of the corners of your mat, the top and the bottom. You don't have to go into it too deeply, but just opening those legs up, finding a nice tall spine, inhaling here, and then exhaling, come forward to your degree of comfort. Feeling free to flex the feet or point them, it's your choice. Just not going too deep tonight. And then let's start to go and move our body toward the left side of our legs so that we're coming over to our left and we're grabbing. If you can grab your feet, that's fine. Otherwise, just start to lean over the left leg. Taking one last inhale here. And then exhale to come through center and then go over your right leg. Just nice and slow movements. No rush. One more inhale here. Exhale to come through center. And once we get to center, let's just push ourselves up. And then we'll come to the center of your mat. So feet will be facing back toward your mat. Coming into cobbler's pose. or bound ankle. So coming here, bringing those feet in toward your body, and then hands on your ankles, inhaling here, and then exhale to fold over those legs, over the feet, also known as a butterfly. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale to come back up with that nice tall spine. This time taking your feet out a little bit so that they're in a diamond shape. And we're going to take our left hand to our right knee, right fingertips behind the back side, back space. Inhale here, and then exhale to open that chest to the right and open. Just open those shoulders. One more inhale there. Exhale to come through center. This time, right hand to the outside of your right left knee. Left fingertips behind you. Inhale for a nice tall spine. Exhale, opening to the left side. One more inhale here. Exhale to come back to center. This time we're going to lie all the way back onto our mat. And once you get here, let's bring those knees in. And then bring the feet up to the sky and start to bend those knees. And we're going to come into happy baby. So hands on the outer edges of those feet. And we're going to be pulling those knees down toward the earth, opening in those hips. Just enjoying the final moments of our nice evening wind down class. And keeping with our theme of fluidity, feel free to rock side to side, just sway. Any movement that you feel works for you. And then come back to center, taking one last inhale here, making it nice and deep. Exhale, let it out your mouth, let it go. Bending those knees in, releasing the hands. Let's just keep our left knee bent in, extending the right leg long down along the side of the mat. Left knee is going to come to the right side of the space, so taking your left hand out to the left. Right hand is going to be on top of your left knee, and just have it assisted over to the right side of the space for a nice twist. Making your gaze be wherever is comfortable for your neck. You have 3 options. You can look to the left or straight up or to the right. Take one last inhale here. Exhale to bring that left knee back in. Let the right join, so bringing both knees back in. This time we're gonna leave the right knee in, extend the left leg out long along the side of your mat. And then your left hand will help that right knee, assisting it to the left. Right hand is out to the right. Just finding a nice spinal twist here. Inhale one more time. And then exhale to bring those knees in towards center, both knees in. And this time, squeezing everything, pulling it all in, torso off the ground, squeezing everything in, giving yourself a big hug. One last inhale here. And then exhale to release. Let everything fall to the ground. Legs will open. Hands down by your side, letting those feet fall to the ground, and just releasing any tension in your body. Hopefully we don't have much of that left after a class like this. So just take these final moments of class to let everything we did just soak in, to prepare you for the rest of your evening. So slowly with awareness, just start to bring your awareness back to your body and start to recognize the sensation of your body being supported by the floor. And then as you're ready, and if you're ready, feel free to come on up and out of your Shavasana. And if you'd like, feel free to stay as long as you like, or maybe you're just ready to get ready for bed. So no matter where you are tonight, I thank you for practicing with me.